So, I've never been interested in gambling. However, recently, so many of my friends were telling me to start online gambling. It was mostly because of the crazy amounts of money that the apps were giving out if you refer a friend. Sign up now and you and the person who referred you both get $100. $100 for downloading an app? That's insane. My friends seemed to trust the websites they used, so I tried them. Often, we look to those we trust, our friends and family, when making decisions. We trust those who we have close social connections with. I would have never started online gambling if my friends hadn't done so first. In groups, individuals will adjust their behaviors or opinions to match those around them. Now, I conformed my behavior to the behavior of my friends, but if they started online gambling to match the behaviors of their friends, then I really just conform to the behaviors of my friends' friends. We all have social connections with the people who we interact with, and they all have other social connections, creating big, complex networks of interconnected individuals. Now, things can flow through these networks. We call anything that can travel from person to person and spread through a social network a contagion. A virus is a contagion, but ideas, behaviors, beliefs, and emotions are also contagions. The behavior of downloading a gambling app can spread through a network. Now, these networks don't form on their own. We shape them by choosing who we're friends with, who we interact with, and who we follow on social media. We choose who we're connected to, and in doing so, shape our social network. But what I find more interesting is how our social networks shape us. So much of what we feel, believe, think, or do is influenced by those around us and the contagions that flow through our social network. In fact, you can be impacted by someone up to 3 degrees of separation away from you in your social network. Your friends' friends' friends. Say a boss is in a grumpy mood and they stress out their employees. Those employees may, in turn, go home and lash out at their kids, who may later break their friend's toy out of frustration. Think about how many thousands of individuals are 3 degrees away from you, all having some impact on your life. Now, being sad one day because your friend broke your toy probably won't have a huge impact on your life, but other contagions can. Many people meet their spouses through their social networks. They get introduced by mutual friends. Studies in high schools have shown that ideas about appropriate sexual behavior travels through social networks. Social networks can impact teenage pregnancy rates. If you're surrounded by people with unhealthy habits, you likely have the same ones. Social networks can impact obesity and eating disorders, which might help to explain their prevalence. By now, you likely realize that your interactions can affect you. An interaction that leads to $100 is amazing. But only by stepping back and looking at how that interaction will affect those around you and propagate a contagion through your social network can you truly understand the impact that that interaction will have. By downloading a gambling app and sharing it with your friends, you also contribute to normalizing online gambling throughout your network. And that's exactly what the gambling companies want you to do. Companies take advantage of our social networks all the time. By using referral bonuses, their products become contagions that can spread through a network. Networks can also be used for targeted advertising. If someone who you're connected to has recently made a purchase, you are way more likely to make that same purchase. Companies know this and will use all sorts of data to figure out who you're connected to so they can capitalize on your willingness to purchase their product. But companies aren't the only ones who can harness the power of your social network. A leader should try to get their team to be well connected so that information and behaviors can flow through them and they can be on the same page. An individual deciding to take shorter showers will have basically no impact on climate change. But if they get their friends and their friends to join them, they will have a much bigger impact. Your vote in any election doesn't matter. It is incredibly rare for an election to be won by a single vote. But if instead you harness the power of your social network to get others to join you in voting for your favorite candidate, you can sway the outcome of an election. You and your social network can change the world, and that is something I would bet on. Thank you.